So, Social Security is about to see a massive change, and many people are freaking out. We are now hearing more and more reports from the White House and from congressional staffers that say that lawmakers are scared about what is coming for Social Security. Now, there are some issues regarding the Social Security Administration. I'll explain more on that in a moment, but the big issue is the trust fund, the amount of money going into Social Security that will then be paid out to the 72 million Americans receiving benefits each and every month. So, I'm going to break down what's happening, what is currently going on within the United States that has a lot of people absolutely freaked out about what could potentially go on over the next several years. But there's a bigger issue. I want to explain that in a moment as well. But before I do, all I ask is one thing. Takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. Social Security has been one of those things that we have been talking about for many years because experts say that if the Social Security Trust Fund doesn't get resolved, it will become insolvent within the next 9 years. Actually, it could come as soon as 2033. But what is actually happening right now has many people scared that it could actually jump to 2032, 2031, or in just 5 years in 2030. But look at this. The Social Security Administration could actually cut up to 50% of its workforce. That right there would see delays. That right there would also see the United States government would become a little bit more efficient. But experts believe it's going to take time. And likely, many of these agencies that are seeing these massive cuts, like a 50% reduction, well, they're likely going to take 6 months or a year before they really figure it out, which means we are going to experience the pain in that time. But something else is happening. And what is happening right now has many people absolutely scared. Layoffs are potentially coming. And I'm not just talking about layoffs to the Social Security Administration. I'm talking about layoffs to the American people. Listen to this. Experts are predicting that Social Security will lose funds due to tariffs. Here's why. Tariffs are likely going to cause businesses to cut costs. And the biggest way they can cut costs immediately is to cut their workforce. If they eliminate employees, that's the fastest way to reduce costs. Here's the problem. And companies like Target already said this, that they are going to be raising prices over the coming days because of the tariffs that have now gone into effect. Yeah, on Canada, on Mexico, even China. But get this. Companies like Target, they purchased all this inventory months ago. All the stuff that they are going to raise prices up over the next few days, these are things that they've had in their warehouse for months. They've had it since 2024. The crazy part about this is there was no tariffs on this inventory at that time. So they are effectively telling you that, yeah, we're going to increase our prices because of tariffs. But in the end, no, there was no tariff on those goods. They're just saying that because they want to make a little bit more money, right? A little bit greedy here. Now, I'm not bashing Target, love Target, but this is what companies are going to do. But here's why experts believe that many companies are going to just lay off their employees. And as they lay off employees, that means there's no money from that employee going into Social Security. Now, if they collect unemployment and they go and get a new job, yeah, there's money that will go into Social Security. But here's the facts. The facts is, and the fact of the matter is this, that for many employees, it takes them between 3 to 4 months in today's current economy to go and find a new job. So think about this for a second. If let's say 83,000 people got laid off, and now they all had to go and look for a new employer. Guess what? That's 83,000 people that could potentially take 2, 3, 4 months to go and get a new job. Some, it's taking them up to 6 months to get a new job. Now you wonder why I'm saying 83,000? Well, look at this. the VA is planning to lay off as many as 83,000 employees this year. It says a leaked memo released Tuesday called for VA to slash its workforce to 2019 levels that were in place before millions of veterans became newly eligible for care. Yeah, 83,000 employees laid off. That's a massive number. Okay? I want to show you this as well. It says VA staffed up significantly under the Biden administration, including a record-setting year in fiscal 2023 when the Veterans Health Administration alone hired 61,000 new employees. It says both VHA and Veterans Benefits Administration has been staffing up to accommodate the flood of veterans newly eligible for care and benefits under the PACT Act, though hiring slowed in fiscal year 2024. Yeah, again, major changes here. But look at this. Disney's planning on cutting nearly 6% of their staff across ABC News and Disney Entertainment Networks. They just announced that today. Okay? Now, what you need to keep in mind with this is these are going to be massive changes. Keep this in mind as well, that we are about to see potentially hundreds of thousands of government workers laid off over the next year. Social Security is never going to be the same. Okay? And this is what, I was giving you some reports on this probably about 2 to 3 months ago, that if President Trump has his way, he's going to tariff every other nation. Okay? That's what we're going to see. And when he does, that's how he plans to pay for Social Security. That's how he plans to pay for federal spending. Okay? Pay for food stamps. Pay for education, things like that, through tariffs. But now, other countries are now pushing back, saying that no, you can't tariff, us here in Canada. Canada, just to give you an idea, does have tariffs on U.S. imports. Okay, but now that the United States wants to do the same thing, Canada says, "Oh no, you can't do that." Okay, milk that goes into Canada, I believe the United States, what's the tariff like? I think I read somewhere it's like 200 some percent. It's a massive number. Okay? That's the reason why we're doing this. So just keep in mind right now, there's a lot of talk as to what are tariffs going to do to the American people. How are they going to affect businesses and consumer spending? What tariffs are going to do if this prolongs and goes on for quite some time, which many experts believe it's going to be a very short-term thing. But experts say that tariffs are going to hurt the U.S. economy. But the biggest thing is, which economy can withstand the tariffs the longest? Is it going to be Canada, Mexico, the United States? Is it going to be China, right? The EU? All I can tell you right now is there's going to be some changes. But as we see these changes, many businesses are already saying that they will have to lay off employees. They will have to do what they can to just remain in business and fight through this. So again, keep this in mind. It's going to be painful over the next handful of months. But in the end, hopefully, we come out of this unscathed. So we'll see what happens moving forward, but that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.